Good day, friends. This is Demola Awoyele on another episode of Leaders Arise. I want to welcome you to an exciting ride in the world of leadership. I'm sure that this broadcast has been a blessing to you over time. And then I appreciate the feedbacks, I appreciate the comments, I appreciate the following, I appreciate the engagement, and I really do appreciate it. All right, today I'm going to just engage ourselves again on the subject of leadership. Don't forget that leadership is life, or life is leadership. Life is about leadership. So in as much as we are discussing leadership, we are not discussing leadership as an end in itself, but as a means to an end. So you might be thinking, okay, why should I listen to Pastor Demola on leadership? I'm not a leadership person. I don't have passion for leadership. Brother, sister, if you are in life, you have to learn leadership. So leadership is not a specialization, as it were. It's a critical component of life. So me, I'm a pastor, I'm a housewife, I don't need leadership. No, you don't have to teach leadership, but you need leadership. I'm telling you, you don't have to teach it the way I'm teaching. It doesn't have to be your core area of engagement, but you will need to deploy leadership into whatever it is that you do. And that's why I've taken it upon myself weekly like this, all right, sometimes 3 times in a week, all right, to engage you on the subject of leadership. And you might be wondering, Pastor Demola, all this thing you are sharing, when are you going to end? You cannot end, because leadership does not end. All right, I will be discussing quite a number of things, and every one of them will have something to do with your endeavor. They will have something to do with your sphere of influence, and of course, it will help you to achieve better results. So let's get started. I began a series, or a sub-series, you want to call it, maybe a series, last episode on vision. So I told you I'm going to look at about 3 things we're going to talk about as far as vision is concerned. The power of vision, the principle of vision, then of course the purpose of vision. All right, so this is the second episode in that series. I hope I should be able to conclude it. I'll be able to conclude it by next episode, if not 2 episodes from now. So let's get started very quickly. As a way of recap on what we discussed the last episode on vision, I said vision is at the heart of leadership. All right, so when you talk about the anatomy of leadership, vision is the heart, all right, of the leadership that we're talking about. So what does that mean? Once you lose vision, you lose leadership. Just the way when a person loses his or her heart, he's no more alive, because the heart is what pumps blood. The heart is what is responsible, all right, for every activity that goes on in the body. In the same way, vision is what is responsible, or should be what is responsible, for any activity and every activity that goes on in your leadership endeavor. Another thing we spoke about at the last episode, that vision is about capturing the heart of God, the plan of God, the purpose of God for whatever sphere of endeavor you find yourself. Then I did emphasize that vision is not limited to a particular area of life alone. Everybody has got to need vision. A pastor needs a vision, a senator, a governor, a politician, an academic, a vice chancellor of a university, rector of a polytechnic, all right, a husband at home, an employee, an MD, CEO, what of you, a sportsman, a footballer. Everybody has got to need leadership, or has got to need vision. All right, because vision is at the heart of leadership. And I did emphasize again before I go into today's episode, all right, that true vision must come from God. It is not church vision that must come from God. It is not only ministry vision that must come from God. Every vision must come from God. Do you know why? Because I told us at the last episode, the reason why your vision must originate from God is because every leadership is an extension of God. God is doing something everywhere in the world of media, entertainment, in the world of sports. God is doing something in the world of economy. God is doing something in politics. God is doing something in business world. God is doing something in every family. God is doing something in every church. God is doing something. So because God is at work everywhere, we must capture his heart for every sphere of human endeavor. So when I capture the heart of God, when I get to understand what God is about to do or what God is said to do in whatever sphere of endeavor I find myself, then I begin the journey of vision. So that was more like a recap of what we discussed at the last episode. I have to do that recap because I'm going to be furthering on that today. In case you were not part of that episode, you might want to go back to the Facebook page where you are streaming from. You will see the recorded version of that live video on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, you will see it there also. Then of course, if you're on Mix LR, just go to the show reel of the Mix LR platform. You should be able to get that previous episode. So today, let's get started. Are you happy to start to allow us get started today? All right. So last episode I spoke about the power of vision, even though I'm not done. All right. But today, let me focus more on the principle of vision, and I'll begin by letting you on what I discussed or what I ended the last episode with, that there's a difference between ambition and vision. Ambition originates from you. Ambition is a man trying to do something. Vision is God trying to do something or wanting to do something, enlisting a man or bringing a man on board. All right. Are you following me today? Ambition is your personal drive to get something done. It doesn't matter where that thing comes from. Why vision actually is you pursuing the plan of God, pursuing the purpose of God that you have captured for whatever sphere of endeavor that you find yourself. So let's get started, like I said. So why vision? Maybe we should start from there today. Why vision? Why is vision at the heart of leadership? Why must I have vision? Why is everybody talking about vision? Must everybody have vision? All right. What if I don't have vision? What's the implication of not having a vision? So it's good we start from that today, because somebody might be wondering, why this old discourse on vision? Why are you bothering yourself over flogging this idea or this concept of vision? So let me quickly help that person today by saying that vision is very important. So I'll give you about 3, 4, or 5 reasons why vision is at the heart of leadership. Number 1, without vision, your leadership will lack definition. Did you get what I said? Without what? Vision, your leadership, your life will lack definition. So you may want to say it this way, that vision is what brings meaning to life. Vision is what brings meaning to leadership. Without vision, your life is meaningless. Without vision, your business is meaningless. You might be making all the money in this world, and that's why men who are not operating in divine vision, there is this sense of dissatisfaction. They might have the best of money. Some will even aspire to be the president of their nation, and they end up becoming the president of the nation, but yet they still are not satisfied. Some get married. Some people are, I want to marry. Now you are married. You discover that marriage has no meaning. May your marriage have meaning. Marriage has no meaning. Why? No vision. Oh, I want to get a job with an oil company. I want to get a job with a bank. I want to get a job. And I needed to ask you why. What's the vision? Okay, I just want to get a job. You don't have a vision. You will soon discover that getting a job with a bank, with a telecoms firm, with whatever, will not satisfy you. Why? Because vision is what brings meaning, not money. All right. I want to start a church. I want to do ministry. I want to be a pastor. Yeah, after you have become one, whether your pastoral work will have meaning, will have definition, will be exciting, will be satisfying, will be fulfilling, it's going to be a function of the vision that is powering it or driving it. So that's the first reason why every individual, every leader must ensure that they catch the vision of God for their life and of course for their leadership, because vision is what brings meaning. Vision is what brings definition to life. Without vision, your life is meaningless. Your vision, your ministry, your leadership is meaningless. Number 2, vision is what brings direction. Yeah. Vision is what brings direction. A man of vision is going somewhere. But without vision, you are going nowhere. You're just circling around the same spot. Or you are engaged in numerous activity without productivity, without progress. Because vision is what sets direction. When year 2020 began, I don't know the vision you caught from God or captured from God. It should have given you some measure of direction. Vision is what brings direction. With vision, you know where you're going. With vision, you know where you're going. Your direction is set. And with that, nobody can take you off your path because you know where you're going. Because if you are not set on a direction, you have given permission for people to take you off course. But when you are set on a direction given you by vision, all right, nobody can take you off that track because you know where you are going. Can I ask you today, do you know where you're going? In that business, do you know where you're going? In the ministry, do you know where you're going? What's your direction? Direction is very important. Thank God for speed. But of what use is speed without direction? Of what use is speed without direction? I've been taught over the years that never rate a man based on his position, rate him based on his direction. You can be in the highest of position, but you are without direction. But you can be in the lowest of position, but you have direction. It's a matter of time. Your direction will give you your next position. So vision brings direction. Number 3, because of my time, vision brings distinction. What differentiates us is our vision. We might be doing the same thing, but we're going to be different because we've got different visions for the same thing we're doing. We might be pastoring the same church, maybe different churches in the same location, but what will make our churches to be different is vision. Vision. You might be an employee in the same organization with other staff or other colleagues of yours, but what will bring distinction, what will differentiate you from them is your vision. So vision brings distinction. What makes family A or marriage A different from marriage B or family B is their vision. And that's why we don't copy vision. Alright, we don't copy vision. We can copy principles, we can copy method, we can copy activities, alright, but we don't copy vision. Because God has different vision for different people. That your friend is in the same line of business with you, alright, God has different vision for the both of you. Alright? That you got married the same day with your friend, you must not copy him or her because God has different vision for you. That you become the governor of your state in some couple of weeks or months to come, you need to believe God for the vision for your administration, because that is what will differentiate your administration from previous administrations. So vision brings distinction. When you see a man that works with vision, he will be different. He will be distinguished. He won't do the same thing other people are doing. He won't live the same way other people are living, because the vision has brought about difference, has brought about distinction. Is somebody following me today? Number 4, very quickly, vision is what commands provision. So why must you have vision? Because without vision, there's no provision. People clamor for vision, for provision. People cry for provision. I need money, I need money. Brother, sister, you don't need money. Primarily, you need vision. Like Bill told us in one of his books, Courageous Leadership. Alright, he said, when you are asked to step on a leadership platform, what you need first of all is not money, it's vision. Like you are starting a ministry today, you are saying, I wish I have all the money in this world so I can start a ministry. As much as money is important for starting ministry, money is not what you need first. You need vision first. Alright? Because the way God has designed life is that money or provision follows vision. That's why they call it provision. Pro means for or towards vision. So when there is no provision, when there is no vision, there is no provision. Because every provision is for the vision. Provision, for vision, towards vision. So when God sends money into your life, He sends that money for vision. So it stands to reason that if you don't have a vision that you are pursuing, you may not enjoy provision. And I dare to challenge you today, when you have the right vision, no matter how big or grandiose it is, no matter how powerful, how bogus, how intimidating it is, just be sure that that vision is from God and you have captured and conceptualized it very well, you will get provision. I can bet it with you. I've proven that over and over again. Vision follows provision follows vision. Provisions follows vision. So why must you have vision as a leader? Why must you have vision as an individual? It's because without vision, there is no guarantee of provision. Because what God funds in our life is our vision, not our lifestyle. God is not committed to your lifestyle. He's committed to your vision. God is not committed to your ambition. God is committed to your vision. Now, the danger of going about your life with an ambition without a vision is that you won't secure divine commitment. No wonder so many people, they have crafted so many things to do with their life and they are wondering, how will I get money for it? They are even doing some nasty things, dirty things to get money because the vision or ambition came from them. And because it came from you, you have got to be the one that will supply it. You are going to be the one that will fund it. So my brother, if the business came from you, if the ministry plan came from you, if the idea of getting married to that sister, starting a family with that sister actually came from you, I can assure you that provision will come. Because God is duty bound, if I may say, God is obligated to supply provision for the vision that He has given you. Because it is not about you, it's about Him. When He gives you vision, alright, He's committed to giving you provision for that vision. So why do you need vision as a leader? It's because vision is what commands provision. Let me give you one more before we continue today. I'm sure you're getting something. You're getting blessed. Vision becomes the yardstick with which you measure your leadership success. Let me make a recap on what I've discussed so far. Why vision? Number one, vision is what sets direction. Number two, vision is what brings meaning to your life and leadership. Number three, vision is what brings distinction. Alright, number four, vision is what commands provision. And number five, vision becomes the yardstick with which you measure your leadership success. Now, how do you rate a successful man? How do you rate a successful person? How do you know you are successful? Is it by things you're doing better than what other people are doing? Is it how much of money you're making? Is it the fact that your church is now 2,000 members, 10,000 members? How do you know you're succeeding? Is it the fact that you got married to that sister eventually? You had a societal wedding, everybody is clapping for you. How do you know you're successful? Is it that you preach a powerful message as a pastor that becomes the talk of the town? How do you know you're successful? That you gave birth to 5 children as a woman? Is that how you measure your success? How do you know you're successful? That your company is now in all of the countries of the world? How do you know you're successful? That your wardrobe is filled with clothing? Is that how you know you're successful? Now, because success is relative, and I want you to get that very well. Success is relative. Success is relative to vision. compare myself with others. There are a lot of people today that you might think are successful, but before God, they are not successful yet, or they are not successful. Why? Because they are doing something, but it is not in line with the vision of God for their life. Or they are doing something in line with the vision, but they are not doing as much as the vision prescribes or vision shows. So why do I need vision as a leader? Is because without vision, I don't know whether I'm succeeding or not. For example, if God gives you a vision for your business, it shows you what He wants your business to look like, what He wants to do with your vision or with your business. Then you know that you are successful not just by your turnover alone, but by the fact that that business is achieving or fulfilling what God reveals to you or what you saw. However it is you saw it from God. How do you know your marriage is successful? Alright, not just because it is crisis-free alone. Alright, but because that marriage is fulfilling the purpose of God. It's carrying out the plan of God. That marriage is fulfilling the heart of God that you capture before you got married or during the marriage. So that's why vision is important. Because without vision, you don't know whether you are successful or failing. That's why I don't measure myself with men's applause. I measure myself with what God has shown me. I measure myself with how I'm fulfilling my vision or God's vision for my life. Are you following me today? So vision is a yardstick for measuring success. You are not successful yet until you have been able to achieve what it is that God has shown you. No wonder Paul said in Philippians chapter 3 verse 12 to 14, he said, "Not that I have already attained, neither have I yet apprehended." Alright, said, "But one thing I do, forgetting the things that are behind, I look forward to the things that are ahead. I press towards the mark of the high calling of God in Christ." So Apostle Paul, despite all he did, alright, theologians told us that he wrote that portion of Philippians at the later end of his ministry. And he kept telling people, I have not yet attained. I have not yet attained. I have not yet apprehended that for which Christ has apprehended me. Say, one thing I do, I forget the things that are behind. I forget the success of the past. I forget the applause of men. I forget all the wealth I've amassed. I forget all the messages I've preached. I keep looking towards the mark. That mark, there is the vision, a prophetic revelation of what God has shown to him. So Paul was measuring his success based on the vision of God for his life. Can I ask you today, what are you measuring your life by? Is it by the number of followers you have on Instagram? The number of likes and comments you have on your Facebook posts? Is it by the money you have in your bank account? Is it by those who are clapping for you? Is it by the number of members you have in your church? Even though those are very important, those can also show your success, but they are not the primary determinant of your success. What shows how successful you are, all right, is a function of how much of the vision of God for your life that you are fulfilled or that you are fulfilling. So success is relative, and is relative to the vision that God has shown you. So with that alone, somebody should rise up out of this broadcast and tell himself, I won't join the rat race. Alright, I won't compare myself with others. Alright, I won't allow other people's vision to determine my pursuit or my direction. Everybody has got vision that is working with, so I've got to follow my vision and be sure that I'm attaining, because people can be clapping for you, but God is saying you still have a long way to go. So if I allow the applause of men to make me to cool down, thinking I've achieved all I needed to achieve, obviously I will have been a total failure. So that's why vision is very important. Now, as I round up in the next couple of minutes, so let me quickly discuss some principles of vision. This one, the next couple of minutes I'll be done. Alright, by principles I mean those things you've got to understand. That's what as vision is concerned. So it's not enough to capture vision. It's not enough to know why you need to have vision, like I've just discussed. It's also important you understand some principles, maybe I would say practices behind the pursuit of vision. Did you get what I said? Know the principles and practices behind the pursuit of vision. So I'm going to give you just a few of them that time will allow me to do today. At the next episode, of course, I'm going to continue from number 1. Principle of vision is what I call the principle of writing. Somebody say writing. All right, writing. Vision must be written down. That's what we learned in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 103. It said, write the vision. It didn't say think the vision. It didn't say explain the vision. It didn't say dance around the vision and be happy and say, see my vision. It said, write the vision. So permit me to say today that the best of God's visions are for writers. Can I say it again? The best of God's vision are for writers. Do you know why? Because visions are only entrustment. I learned that from Bill Hybels. All right, in his book Courageous Leadership. Visions are only entrustment. Vision is sacred. Vision is a holy entrustment. All right, so what that means is that whenever God gives you a vision, He entrusts that vision in your hands. It's a sacred thing. And one of the ways to prove to God that you are taking that vision serious is that you take the first step of writing it down. Like as you will learn in my subsequent discussion on leadership, that every leader must learn to write. Yeah, every leader must learn to write. I grew up on leadership by taking notepad all around me. I still do that today, till today. I take a pen, I take a jotter. As far back as 20 years ago, no matter where I go to, you'll find me with a pen. You'll find me with a piece of paper. Sometimes my diary, my jotter. Do you know why? I want to jot down things that God is putting on my heart. I want to write down things. All right? I want to show to God, like I tell people in church, I said, don't go to your quiet time without a pen and a paper. How dare you go for a retreat? Oh, my business is not doing well. I want to go for 21 days fasting and prayer. I'm about to get married. I want to start a church. I want to start a business. I want to go and pray. And then you just go there. Only you waka go. Only you waka come. All right? No pen, no paper. I can guarantee you, you won't hear much from God. Because God will have sized you up that this brother or sister is not ready to hear what I'm about to say. Is not ready to see what I'm about to show. Because one way to show to God that you value what He's saying or what He's showing is that you want to write it down. And superior leaders also work with this principle. They rarely discuss important things with people who don't write. If somebody comes to meet me now in the office and I want to give him an instruction and he's not writing, I reduce the instruction I give because it won't profit with it. Yeah. So the next time you go to your boss office, say, oh, Shegun or Yinka or David or Ngozi, see me in the office. Please don't go alone. Go with a piece of paper. Go with a writing pad. All right? No matter how small it is. The moment you show up in your boss office with a writing pad, with a pen and all of that, your boss knows that you mean business. So he can discuss things with you. So when you show up before God, take a writing pad, show up before your pastor, show up before your boss, whoever it is, that is a senior leader, somebody you want to receive instruction from, one of the postures you have to take is a posture of writing, because that tells that person, or this tells that person, sometimes God, that of course you value what it is that is showing you. So visionaries are writers. Leaders are writers. Another reason why you've got to write is because vision leaks. Vision leaks. The things that you think God showed you and you understand very well, if you don't write it down, give it some couple of days or weeks or months, maybe years, you will discover that you have lost it. Because vision leaks, vision evaporates. So one way to trap the vision is to write it down. So no wonder God spoke to the prophet Habakkuk. He said, write the vision. The same thing was told Apostle John. He said, the things that you see, write. The things that you see, write. We will never have had the book of Revelation today if not for the discipline of Apostle John. All right, to write. We will never have had the Bible today if not for the discipline of those that God showed it to or God spoke to write. So what you write today becomes what you leverage tomorrow. What you write today becomes what posterity will leverage. All right? Because if people have never written the Bible, will not have Bible to read today. If John never wrote Revelation, despite how big and how grandiose and how intimidating and how scary and how promising the revelation that John saw in the book of Revelation is, if he never wrote it down, he would never have known. So what you don't write down, you cannot preserve. So writing brings preservation. Like they tell us in the word of learning that the faintest pen is sharper or better than the sharpest brain or memory. I'm sure you must have heard that before. The faintest pen is better, all right, than the sharpest memory. That your memory is sharp, all right, your brain is, magnetic. It's not as effective and powerful as the pen. So the first principle about vision is the principle of writing. Maybe I will tell you one more thing about why you need to write. Writing brings clarity. You can't understand everything in your mind, but when you write it down, it begins to get clearer. Some of you that have written visions or plans before, you discover that you only plan to write down a paragraph or just a one-line statement. By the time you bring your pen to the paper, you wrote down 5 pages. Say, how did I come about this? It's already there. Your writing provides a channel or an avenue via which that thing can now be expressed. So writing brings clarity. Writing broadens the idea or the vision that God is showing you, among other things that writing does. Number 2, very quickly. Pray about the vision. Yeah, pray about it. I know vision comes from God, but once God entrusts that vision to you, pray about it before you start acting. You have a business vision, career vision, marriage vision, ministry vision. Don't jump on the road to start fulfilling it. Pray about it. So as you write down your vision, you lift it up to God in the place of prayer and begin to pray. Somebody is asking me, Pastor, what should be the object of my prayer? I have a few of them to tell you. Number 1, you pray it into manifestation. You commit it to God in prayer. Number 2, when you pray, you enlist prophetically and spiritually the people that are supposed to be in that vision. Because for every vision, there is a people that are attached to that vision. So you can start praying for the right people to get on board that vision. Then you start praying also for the resources to execute that vision. Number 4, you start praying to wage war against the power of darkness, against the plan of the enemy, against the fulfillment of that vision. You've got to pray. You've also got to pray so that God can give you guidance as to how you will go about that vision. So the second principle about vision is a principle of prayer. Now, this is not about pastor or about ministry alone. Businessmen need this, politicians need this. Whatever idea, whatever vision or plan or whatever it is that God has shown you or spoken to you, you have got to lift it up before God in prayer. Number 3, write down goals. All right? Or break down your vision into goals and plans. So you have vision, you have goals, you have plans, then you have execution. Because the reason why some people's vision seems to be a mirage or seems to be an illusion is because the only thing they can speak about their vision is the vision itself. No goals, no plan, no strategy. All right, so that's the third principle. Break your vision down into goals. Like somebody define goals as a dream with a deadline. Whereas what God has shown you may not be time bound, you may not see time there and all of that. All right, what you want to achieve in business, in whatever, what you want to achieve in year 2020, maybe God has shown you that by the end of year 2020, your business must have been like this, all right? Your spiritual life must have been like this, all right? So you have got to now start putting down goals, all right? Start putting timeline. So break your vision down into goals. That's number 3 principles, because goals are simply dreams with a deadline, all right? All right, and leadership or life without goal is like a football match without a goal post. Because how do you know you are achieving your vision without goals? So break it down into goals and plans. I'm going to marry all of them together. Goals. And your goals must be smart. Like they tell us, it must be specific, it must be measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. All right? Smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And I may not actually, I don't have time to break that down. Maybe some other time I will discuss about goals, all right? But number 3 principle of vision is the principle of goal setting. You've got to break your vision down into goals and, of course, plan of execution. Number 4, enlist the right people. I'm going to be fast with it because my time is fast spent. Enlist the right people. Vision is personal but not private. Nobody can fulfill vision alone. Yeah. Without vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29 verse 18. So every vision is for the people. It's for a set of people. So don't ever be deceived to thinking that you will fulfill it alone. And that's why we need prayers, so that God can link us with the right people. So enlist the right people. And do that prayerfully, do that wisely, so that you don't enlist the wrong people. So enlist the right people. Vision is personal but not private. People are involved in the fulfillment of your vision. Number 5, run with the vision. Run. I'm giving you one more, then I'm going to be done today. Run. And that's what I saw in that Habakkuk chapter 2, so that he may run that reads it. So visions are for runners, not for loafers. When God gives you a vision, be set to run. When God gives you a vision, it's not a time to sleep. You can't be singing, standing on the promises, and all you are doing is sitting in the premises. If all you have got is a vision that is not pushing you to action or to running, that vision is just a daydream. Run! That means pour yourself into the vision. Take action. Don't loaf around. Don't sit down expecting manna to fall. Rise up and do something. Run, because time is ticking. Do whatever you need to do to ensure that that vision comes to pass. The last but not the least, wait for the vision. And that's the place of patience. I've given you 5, 6 of them. I'm rounding up now. Wait for the vision, because vision delivers in phases. All right. So be careful of impatience. Delivers in phases. That's what Habakkuk chapter 2 tells us. He said the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarries, wait for it. That there will be a time that your vision appears to tarry. There will be a time that your vision will appear not to be speaking. Don't force it to speak. Every vision has a voice, and at the right time it will speak. But while you are waiting for your vision to speak, don't forget, keep writing, keep planning, keep enlisting the right people, keep praying, keep running. It's a matter of time your vision is going to speak. So you must understand that principle of waiting for your vision, for the appointed time for your vision to speak, because vision delivers in phases. I hope I've not bored you today. It was the first one I did because I've got a lot to do to say within the limited time I have. So I encourage you, go over the broadcast again on audio, on video, and all of that, so that you can get to meditate on what you have heard today. Then, of course, put them into practice. Thank you for your time with me today on Leaders Arise. I hope today's episode have been a huge blessing to you. Let me have your questions, comments, and feedback, and of course, take advantage of our resources on our website being displayed on the screen, and of course, get yourself ahead as far as life and leadership is concerned. So till I meet with you again at the next episode of Leaders Arise, keep listening to this broadcast, keep helping us to share it across all your platforms, and of course, keep delivering leadership wherever you find yourself. Thank you once again. God bless you. Bye for now.